Hey folks, it's time for yet another custom lesson. This one has been requested by Aboubakar Mohamed. Hopefully I said that right. Thanks for the compliment, by the way, in your first paragraph that you said wasn't going to be a whole paragraph. I tease. But this player basically wanted to see the following. Tonfa with Switchglaive, and then cores are going to be whatever melts the most keys, so maybe Ubume and suggestions and Scampuss, of course. So I had to use Ubume and Scampuss, and then the spirits that was requested was Ame no Mitori and Tachibana clan to be a lightning warrior, and I guess then maybe change something else up for key recovery or key damage. So in the interest of full disclosure, let me make sure I illustrate the following. One, I am using Demon Horde weapons, and you may ask why. Simply because of this, Anima bonus on grapple. It's just a nice way for me to not have to depend upon making sure my cores are in tip-top shape. So this allows me a lot of freedom. So again, if you like these type of weapons, or if you have any other great anima bonuses or anima charge bonuses on your cores, then you don't really have to worry about this, but this just makes it easier for me to build this type of stuff for you guys. But let's get on to the soul cores. So you may notice the first guardian spirit is not Ame no Mitori. Blasphemy. Now the thing is, Ame no Mitori and the Tachibana clan have this joint value in common, and that is lightning damage, which of course is great. However, I figured there'd be a more fun way for you to work with the lightning-based properties, and I have shown Ame no Mitori before, so I wanted to showcase something new. So I went with Blue Dragon, and why is that? Well, let's take a look at all the benefits that this gives to lightning-based play. First and foremost, shock accumulation, great. Anytime you electrify an enemy, do extra melee damage to them, great. This also has pretty good defensive bonuses too. Reduce elemental damage taken when you're guarding. Take less damage from projectiles, because nothing gets more annoying than being shot at by a sniper. So yeah, this helps. Blue Dragon's also a very interesting guardian spirit in that its attack is very unique, and I'll showcase more about that a bit later. But let's talk about some of the lightning synergies that I decided to go with, starting with Nioh. So I know Ame no Mitori had lightning damage, but so does Nioh, and sure, you'd get more if you put this on there, and so you're more than welcome to use Ame no Mitori, but let's just talk about Nioh, because Nioh is freaking cool. Nioh does lightning damage. It also does shock accumulation, which is synergistic with Blue Dragon. This ability is rather interesting. You might think it hits all around you, and that's what I thought at first, because there's just like so many effects, but as you can kind of see here, it hits more or less in like a cone in front of you. So keep that in mind as you use this, and I'll showcase some more things about this a bit later. The cost for this is very high. So, did I say fairy? I meant very, and I was trying to say fairly. Tongue-tied, that's fun. It is quite high. So you do need to plan this use, and I'll showcase more about that. When it comes to things like Soul Core rank, go ahead and boost it if you want these stats to be higher. I'm sure that'd be very valuable. I happen to get a pretty cool anima bonus, but again, whatever you want works for you. But I figured, hey, if we're going to shock enemies, then might as well get something related to that. But I didn't boost the rank that much, and I didn't really need to. So yeah, pretty cool. Next, we have Magatsu Warrior. Magatsu Warrior makes a return and is a very powerful soul core, but it can be a little tricky to use in that it does cost a lot of anima. There are two versions of this. You can execute the skill again, so basically just double tap, and if you have 9 anima, you can basically shoot a ton more projectiles than is suggested here, and I'll showcase that soon enough. So this can be very expensive, 6 to 9 anima potentially. But the reason why I boosted this one to rank 30, besides the fact that I've already had this before, is that with Phantom and Brood Guardian Spirits, the anima charge bonus cumulative damage is super valuable. This is just another extra source of constantly gaining anima. If it was on, say, Ame no Mitori or any feral Guardian Spirit, then I wouldn't boost this whatsoever, unless I was really attached to these stats. And what's nice is that this one has Amrita bonus, inflict electrified. Basically, if I electrify an enemy, I get like 6-7% added to my Amrita gauge, which is great. It's helpful, but not necessary. It's just a luxury thing, and it makes sense with this setup. Life Drain Yokai ability hit is something I personally like, but more importantly, I like Yokai ability Key Pulse. Once per Guardian Spirit is all you need, and it's super good. So let's get on to the last core on this Guardian Spirit, which is Ubume. Ubume is a very niche core, costs very little, but is very tricky to use. And as you can see, you are committed to quite a long animation, but you can stagger opponents quite relentlessly. This is a hard one to use, and I'll showcase some ways that you can take advantage of this. But yeah, definitely pretty fun to work with. I didn't boost its soul core rank. I was just interested in yokai ability Ki Pulse, but that's a bit redundant because I already had it on Magatsu Warrior. So let's get on to the secondary guardian spirit, which is Makami. So what's going on here? First things first, this has generally good stats. Just on the guardian spirit, melee attack ki consumption, final blow damage, fire resistance is okay. Yokai ability damage all is quite valuable. And what's interesting is that when paired with Blue Dragon, Anima Charge, Strong Attack, cool. So more Anima Charge, woohoo! But yeah, this Guardian Spirit has stats that are just all-purpose. Now, the attunement limit is unfortunately on the lower side, which means I gotta plan around it. Now, fortunately, because I was tasked with using Scampuss, this wasn't really much of a concern. I've got 2 attunement cost, and that means I've got a ton to work with, which is great. When it comes to Soul Core rank, I think it would be valuable to boost this up as much as you can, simply because Anima Charge Enhanced means it's just something that will pretty much be applicable at all times. Anytime you have a buff, like from any source whatsoever, you get extra anima. That's great. And this is a separate category, so you don't have to worry about like diminishing returns or anything like that. But yeah, pretty cool. Scampuss is an interesting core. I have talked about it before. It's going to be your quick cancel core, but in all honesty, it can feel a little niche to use. It's a lot of fun, and you can trip opponents, which can be very valuable. It has an overall quick response time, but I'll talk about more things about that soon enough when I actually showcase these soul cores in action. But yeah, we'll talk about Scampuss a bit later. Next, I went with Underworld Soldier, since I had a lot of freedom, and I haven't used Underworld Soldier in some time. This is great for a variety of reasons. It's multi-purpose, even though this tooltip doesn't suggest so. There are 2 ways that this can go. The first way is this way, and then I'll showcase the secondary way. It applies against, say, like yokais or enemies ki or that you're not able to deplete. But all I cared for this was maxing the soul core rank out, because this anima bonus grapple is amazing. All right, it's really, really, really good. All right, so definitely want to boost this up for sure. Yokai ability Ki Pulse is again something I always like to have, so that's pretty much it. Other than that, get whatever you want on this. But for sure, rank 30 for this anima bonus grapples. So good. Last but not least, I brought Daidara. I don't think I've showcased this in my custom lessons. I like Daidara a lot. It's very interesting. It's one of the fastest summon cores in the entire game, and you can use this to set up all sorts of combos. It costs 6. It hits targets basically all around. I don't even think this tooltip does it justice, or is even is really that accurate. It actually hits in a full sweep, and I'll showcase that momentarily. But we have a lot of options here, and all these soul cores put together feel kind of weird. So let's just talk about, or rather, let me just show you how to work with them. But first, you need to know the response time for all of these cores. So as a reminder, how am I going to demonstrate this response time? I want to see the soonest my character is going to block after a yokai ability. And that's how you know this is the moment where I can do things with my character. So let's start with Nioh. All right, fairly long animation. There is some delay before you can respond. And as you can see, let's see if I can showcase this. I hit in kind of in front of me. I don't hit behind me whatsoever. And, you know, Nioh is facing one way, but it looks like the middle of the attack is like right over here. Also, oh, and I should have showcased this. One more second. All right, here we go. So there is actually a pocket like in front. You can see that it's kind of like almost a semicircle, right? But there's like a pocket where nothing will get hit, which means you don't want to be point blank range for Nioh. And I'll showcase more about that soon enough. Now, what about Magatsu Warrior? So there are 2 versions of this. So Magatsu Warrior by default 6 anima is like that, but if you want to attack a ton, basically double tap it when you have 9 anima. And you'll throw out a ton of more hits, and it's super cool. But let's showcase response times for each version. 6 anima, pretty fast. What about 9 anima? Really fast as well. So this is phenomenally quick, relatively speaking. Still a pretty big commitment, but very much a power play. Last but not least, we have Ubume. Ubume is an atrociously long animation. Response time is effectively negligible, but you're probably not going to focus on that. you're going to focus more on, hey, when can I safely use Ubume? And Ubume is very tricky to work with and is fairly risky. It's a low-cost core, but it's a high-risk, high-reward type of play. You gotta know when to use this. So I'll showcase that soon enough. But let's get on to the Brute Guardian Spirits, starting with Daidara. Daidara is amazing. Look how quickly I could respond. Alright, that is remarkably fast. You can use this to set things up so well. Like, it's so fast you just won't believe it. It's ridiculous. And so I have a lot of fun with it. Daidara, as you can see, actually does like a full 360 sweep. So let's see how the animation starts out, alright? You start from there, you fire the laser beam, right? So it's kind of at like a 3 o'clock angle. And then it sweeps right back to where it started, which means you can potentially hit a target twice. So if you get lucky, that's awesome. But honestly, just the fact that you have something coordinating with you as you're in the action is just so cool. Next, we have Scampuss. Scampuss is interesting, and you basically just roll around like a freaking ball, and you're a cat. What's not to love about that? So Scampuss, you will pretty much always just roll. So it does consume quite a bit of anima, and it's not actually that cheap, but it is pretty fast. So let me showcase how quickly you can just activate it and deactivate it, and then with the response time. That's basically the quickest animation you can ask for with this. And so if you just need to quickly move out of the way, let's say you've overcommitted to an animation and want to make sure you move appropriately, then Scampuss is definitely going to work really well. But now let's showcase stuff pertaining to Underworld Soldier. Underworld Soldier has 2 animations. Let me showcase the one that you don't see too often. That is not Underworld Soldier. This is, though. So that's one animation with a reasonably fast response time. And so it can be great as a gap closer. I would not advise using this at point blank range for whatever reason. Sometimes you can just miss targets altogether, especially if they're on the smaller side. So it's decent if you need to if you're just far away and need to bridge the gap. In any case, let's kill this guy, give him a good old chicken bone. Here we go. Sweet. Against humans, you've seen the default animation, but I'll showcase it once again, just so you know what it's like response-wise. Alright, here we go. So you'll regenerate a ton of ki during this time, and you can see how quickly I can respond, which is basically even before the camera pans back to normal. Against targets that are your same height, Underworld Soldier is okay, but against, like, say, Dwellers or Gaki or anything that's just going to be low to the ground, you got to make sure that you can actually hit with it, which is why I advise a bit of a distance. So let's showcase some cool things you can do with Yokai Shift before I get on to weapon-based play. Alright, so let's deplete his ki. Tonfa is really good at that. Come on. Come on, buddy. Alright, sweet. Alright, we got Makami activated. Let's go. 1, 2, and here we go. Cool combos, and done. How would I use Scampuss with all this mixed in? So, alright, let's do my charge. Go here. Here we go. Attacks, 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 reposition. And I find that Scampuss is actually really valuable on the Brute more than the other Guardian Spirits. Like, you don't need it on Feral, because Feral is just like you dodge all the time. But the thing is, anytime you dodge with the Brute, you're always rolling, which can feel extra slow and extra bad. So if you've got the anima, which you will with the Yokai Shift, use the Scampuss. You won't really consume any gauge, and you can just move around more quickly. And yeah, it's pretty nice. So this will be like your mobility core while you're in Yokai Shift, and just a quick way to generate some Amrita to help you charge up, alright? Don't like dodging? I mean, yeah, Brute, you kind of have to like parry, but don't bother dodging, just like move around with Scampuss. And then when you're at range, you can do all the shenanigans I've mentioned. And so it can feel extra spicy. But what about Blue Dragon? I've talked about it before, haven't I? What about Blue Dragon, dude? Blue Dragon's kind of fun. Now, the Guardian Spirit attack is very interesting, in my opinion. It is quite unique. So when you activate it, it doesn't do any... Well, it just did something there. But it just seems to do nothing and it just follows you. But watch what happens when I get hit. It counterattacks and does a lightning tornado, which is really cool. So there are a lot of ways you can mess with this. So upon activation, what I like to do is, again, the following. this into Nioh, shock everything, and if they hit me during that, I'm in good shape. Alright? And then as a super, like, keep pressure, it's like a damage buster type thing, teleport in, use Magatsu Warrior as like my massive pressure play up close. Now what about Ubume? Ubume is a very long animation, so I actually wouldn't really recommend using it too much, unless you feel absolutely safe. Now, what's a good moment that I would recommend for using Ubume besides, say, being safe? And it's as follows, alright? Let's say you're low on the shift gauge. What can you do? Blue Dragon, Ubume. So the animation will play off, you'll be safe, and you'll shock them at the same time. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about it, which is super great. So again, I'll just show the whole package with this. And here we go. Doot, 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 doot. Here we go. And boom. So yeah, Ubume will be niche on this, as will Scampuss be on the Brute Guardian Spirit. So you'll have it takes some getting used to, but it's pretty cool. But let's just show how to use these abilities fairly well, and I'm going to illustrate how to use Nioh a bit more appropriately. So do not be close range. He's at the appropriate range, he's fine. But if you're at close range with Nioh and you try to hit with it, more often than not, it'll miss. See, just straight up missed. So have some distance. Now there's a couple things you can do. One, you could always dodge back to do Nioh, but you probably want something that's a bit more reliable. And what would that be? There are actually a few options, so I'll just showcase some of them. Tonfa grapple. Oh, look at that. Guaranteed to get hit in there. Super good. Alright, let's show something else. Can do it after Demon Fang. Get a shock. The rocks were kind of blocking me there, so let me showcase a better angle. Move them back. Very, very nice indeed. So yeah, you've got both Tonfa grapples, which can work really well. Now what about with Switchglaive? Switchglaive has a couple of options too. Pretty much every grapple seems to work. Alright, here's one you may not use too often. Nice, very nice. Alright, let's try this one. Oh, knocked him to the ground. But yeah, I think if you just experiment with the grapples and then just test Nioh yourself, you'll be in good shape. But let me showcase it one last time. Try it with Cyclone. How about that? Oh, god dang it! I didn't even pull it off. Come on, buddy. Cyclone, please. No, not cool. Man, you are not getting depleted. There we go. What about Cyclone? It's okay. I would just say the other grapples probably will fare better. Alright, let's try the normal one. I think it'll die though. Would it hit? Not really. I would say if you want to make sure to get that hit, just do the good old, whatchamacallit, not focus, celestial retribution, where you throw them into the air. It works pretty well. So it can be pretty handy. But let's showcase some other generic combos with these silk cores and weapons, and then I'll showcase weapon-based stuff. Very nice, very nice. Got a lot of pressure possibilities. It can be remarkable. Tonfa is really good at key damage in general, and then Switchglaive is actually pretty decent against enemies that block. Has a lot of good break properties. So it can be pretty bonanzas. I, of course, am a big fan of just doing quick thin airs whenever possible. So I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun doing that. Alright, here we go. So on Magatsu, get that pressure going, dude. Here we go. Ooh, what's up? Oh, I mistimed that. Whatever. Here we go. 1, 2. Nice try. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ow, ow. Didn't work as well as I hoped. Back off. My advice for Ubume, by the way, is, again, just do it when you feel safe. You'll take pretty much full damage when it's going off, so you gotta be careful with that. Let me showcase it just so you're aware. It'll work better on a Yoki. So, Let me show you the full damage that I'm gonna take. Okay, 2,000 per hit, roughly, right? What about with Ubume? I still take a whopping amount of damage. Alright, come on, hit me again, please. Alright, what about now? Yeah, I took a lot of damage. So this is not something that's a safe thing for you to use, so you gotta plan it. So really good if you want to deplete some max ki. Oh, what about this grapple? How's that gonna work? Yeah, that's okay. Oh, very nice. Not nice. Let's go, set things up. Oh, all the combos, what's good? Oh, and Yokai Shift would have clinched it. Okay. Now let me just showcase some other things with just the weapons. And then I'll do just a final rundown of everything, and then we'll get onto the showcase. So what can we do? Just the weapons. Very nice. Send you back. Let's go into the thin air. Ooh, ooh. Good, good, very good. Hey, what's up? Oh, I thought you would have been knocked down, dude. I was wrong. Hey, how's it going, dude? You're dead. Just some samples of stuff you can do. Now, what about against Yoki? Yokis can be a bit more fun for me to play around with. Divine Retribution. Oh, I didn't even do the switch stance attack. Let's go. Ooh, very nice. Very spicy. Okay, on instinct I use the yokai ability. Whoops. My bad. Nice, Nioh. Thank you so much for missing, dude. That was extra exquisite. Okay, let's kill it. Very nice. What are some other things you can do? There's just so many possibilities. It's rather remarkable. Let's have some fun with this. Just more ideas. Oh, it missed! Come on, man. Don't betray me like that. Alright, what you got? And... oh, okay. Okay, I think I'm done, guys. I think I'm done. Okay, I'm definitely done. Alright, one last showcase with the whole package, and then we'll be good to go. Yeah, that's gonna be a no. Alright, let's go. And let's go. Doot. And, oh, didn't mean to do that. Yokai Shift cancel. Try it again. What's up? How's it going? Okay, the target's dead. Let's pretend it's still alive. Switch over. One last time. Shock all the things. Let's go. Point blank range. What's up? Get that stab. Deactivate Yokai Shift, because why not? Alright, I think that's good. That's good enough. In any case, enough of my lecture, rant, whatever you want to call it. I am now going to showcase this stuff against a boss that I don't think anybody really likes, so I will see you guys a bit later. Alright, it's time to put this all to the test. So, I'm going to be doing a scroll involving the following enemies that you're going to see soon enough. So what's the first enemy I'm going to be dealing with? And that is a Namahage. If you use the low stance strong into Heavenly Chain, you can virtually break its horn. And as you can see, this guy is screwed. He's been confused, and he's out of ki, and I get that grapple, and I do a ton of damage. Good job, Daidara. Help me with my setups, and I'm just able to punish him to the point he just can't do anything. But let's see, aside from a Namahage, we have a really weak human, so this is of no concern, which means there's going to be something else popping up, and what do you know? A red Namahage. I'm not able to get the timing for the burst counter, but not to worry, look at all that ki that has gone, courtesy of just Tonfa's. Ubume is there to clinch the rest of the power that I need to deplete his ki. I don't get the grapple, but not really that worried, because with things like Kanagi and constant pressure plays, it's not really that much to worry about. Namahage was a threat in Nioh 1, but with Nioh 2, it's not as bad. Ooh, nice. I got that brute grapple. Feels extra spicy. Let's see what I do after. Oh man, focus retribution. Extra awesome. Daidara into fleeting edge. Just feels super spicy having two different things. Just going around in circles. Yeah. And then, alright, it's dead. But what are the other enemies besides a Namahage? Spiders. Great. I love spiders. Thanks for slowing me down. So here's what I do. Line them up with Arc of Chaos. Magatsu Warrior with Extraction. Oh my god, so awesome. Underworld Soldier, look at that. Just cleans them clear. But now the main enemy is one I know everybody loves, Kashin Koji, and it's purple. Yay! I'm sure you guys are excited for all the clones that are going to be coming up, right? You may be wondering, hey, with the remaining runtime, how am I going to make quick work of this guy? In any case, Kashin Koji is kind of a weird enemy in that I need to be wary of things like that burst attack, which can just come out of nowhere. And then at least on Demon Wise and Nioh, he has fairly unique burst attacks, so you just need to pay attention. But Koji in and of itself, he's really not too tanky. Alright, so I'm going to Yokai Shift, and I'm going to have some difficulty being able to mess with this because he's kind of an atypical boss in how he evades all over the place. He just casts a lot of spells and doesn't really hit you in traditional ways, so it can just be kind of awkward to use it. What doesn't help with this Yokai Shift usage is simply that I'm poisoned, so I'm going to run out of Yokai Shift that much more. Damage over time effects can be really unfortunate. You're able to see right there that I'm trying to take advantage of as much as I could, but it was a little tricky. Nonetheless, courtesy of him being electrified, I was able to get certain burst counters off. I do not get this grapple, which certainly felt pretty bad, but that's okay. Over half his health is gone. And I know what you're thinking. What about the clones, man? Koji ain't that bad, but those clones, dude. Freaking hate those clones. Don't worry, you'll get to see them. But let's talk about general strategy and continue on with that. Keep the pressure going. Tonfa helps a lot. I'm not using Switchglaive so much, but that's okay. I do transition to it every now and again, but the fact that Tonfa has Kanagi is just too addictive to pass up. It's such a great thing to use, and I do use some things with Switchglaive, and I am trying to pressure him down as much as I can. So again, the Daidara into Fleeting Edge just seems kind of cool, but here we go. What you've been waiting for, the clones. Oh god, how do you deal with all the clones? Oh, Daidara, thanks for clearing all of them, dude. All but one. So if you don't know, if you use AoE-based soul cores, AoE-based abilities that can hit just bottom line multiple targets, you can clear the clones. And so you can nullify such a huge part of the fight that frustrates everybody. Yes, he backdashes a lot. Yes, he does attacks which cannot give you the most time for punishing him, but that's not to worry. When you have a couple of tools that work in your favor, you're in good shape. So even with Tonfa and Switchglaive, just mixing them in with Daidara helps so much. And just, again, any AoE core really works. So yeah, pretty awesome. And now Koji, I just need to make sure that I'm just playing relatively safe. He commits to a lot of animations, and so you can use that as, say, time to set up all sorts of attacks. And of course, you can do quick hit and run tactics. This Ubume doesn't work too well. Unfortunately, as you saw there, I was quite vulnerable and nearly died, which sucks. So again, you need to pay attention to when you use it. I thought I had it, but he activated one of those clone attacks, which is really unfortunate. But overall, I'm not having as much trouble. Oh, except there. That felt bad. I thought I could have gotten a key depletion there. But not to worry, Koji is nearly out of key. He doesn't have the most key in general, so if you can keep that pressure up, you're in great shape. And as you're about to see here, he's dead. So yeah, Koji done. In any case, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was entertaining, gives you a lot of good information, and I will, of course, see you guys next time.